Hello.
MAPSU, and Director of Research, Dr. N.V. Kurkure sir, Dr. Iyer sir, Director of Extension, and Dr. Vasnik sir, Dean and of the Dairy Technology, and all associate deans and faculties, ladies and gentlemen. So today, you know that the 26th November, this day is observed here in our country, uh, in the to commemorate the work done by the Dr. Verghese Kurian in the area of the dairy industry, which has transformed this our milk production of our country right from the to the one level, that is where here number one milk producer in the world. So whatever the things he has done for the dairy industry, right from the milk federations for the farmers level to increase the milk of the lactating cows and buffalo, and our country is leading now in the milk production area. So for this reason, Dr. Kurin has done a lot of work in this area, going right from to farmers and producing their cooperative levels, and communicating all the farmers together for the milk production. So today definitely we have to commemorate this day, and we have to tell the importance of this milk production to all the farmers, students, and the faculties of our university, so that they can be encouraged and help the farmers to get into the doubling their farmers' income. So definitely, as Randy sir elaborated, today we have got very good speakers. We will speak on the what is the Indian dairy status in production, the future prospectus, and the challenges they are facing. It will be done by the Mr. Arun Patil sir, who is our former AC member also, and is a well-known dairy person, and is heading of the chairman of the IDA of the Western region. And we have also another speaker, Mrs. Mumta Rani. She is also the Deputy Director of the Export Inspection Council in Mumbai region. She will talk about what are the legal requirements are there for the dairy industry to come into the export purposes. So without wasting time, we can go for the further program. So thank you so much for all the participants and the dignitaries of the university and ICL. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. For this program, Dr. Prabhat Kumar sir, National Coordinator, Naib Caste, ICR, New Delhi, and Dr. R.C. Agrawal sir, National Director, NHEP, and DDG Education, ICR, New Delhi, supposed to join, but due to their urgent meeting, they couldn't join. And also our Honorable Vice Chancellor, MAPSU Nagpur, Colonel Dr. Professor A.M. Patrukar sir is busy with his personal work. Therefore, he could not able to join the meeting. However, he has conveyed his best wishes for the grand success of the program to the organizers. So now I request Dr. A.P. Somkur sir, Director of Instructions and Dean, Faculty of Veterinary Sciences, MAPSU, Nagpur, to give his presidential address. Dr. A.P. Somkur sir, please.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Vaidya. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, all of you. As told by Dr. Jende, Principal Investigator for this National ICL Naib Caste and National Webinar, and then for this program, actually, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor A. Patrukar sir, he was to attend, but because of some private work, actually he could not attend, and he asked me to have some words regarding this webinar. He has conveyed his best wishes for the webinar. He has already told by Dr. Jain, Mr. Vaidya. For this program, on behalf of MAPSU, I welcome Dr. Arun Patil sir, Honorable Executive Council Member and Chairman IDA West Zone for Maharashtra, And then I also welcome all the participants on behalf of MAPSU. For this program, we are having Dr. Kurkure sir, Director Research, Dr. Ayer, Director Extension, Dr. Jende, conveners, co-conveners, organizing team. First of all, I would like to congratulate the team for organizing such a nice seminar, international national seminar, webinar, and the speakers, as he told, they are stalwarts in their particular field, and it will be a very good opportunity for the listeners to listen them their knowledge and go ahead with the dairy industry. Friends, we know that the livestock sector, it contributes more than 20% in the agriculture GDP and in the India, and this sector actually it provides the regular income to the poor farmers in various ways. Actually, it provides nutrition and security for the employment. It also provides a source of income, has a huge impact on minimizing risk to income. And it has been seen that during the drought period, and although whenever the agriculture or farmers they were committing suicide that time, dairy industry was the only way wherein these dairy owners they could not commit the suicide, they didn't commit the suicide, and it proves that dairy industry has a tremendous scope. This livestock security assess is again one most important thing that, as we say, ATM. So as and when in poor farmers or people, they are having a need of the money or for the resources, it is the assured resource when they sell this animal and they can have assured, we can say, money with them to have very important impact, or they can meet their needs of the life in urgency also. So in that way, it is very important. And thus, the farmers, they link to the dairy farmers by producing milk and milk products for home consumption, etc. Means right from the milk to milk and milk products, they produce very well, and the farmers, they complete their needs of the life. If we see that the Operation Flood before pre-independent era and after dependence, when this Operation Flood it was started in the India, and milk production has been increased to many fold, and per capita consumption in the India it has been increased up to 375 grams per day. Now, though it is increased, but at the same time we see that still there is a need to increase. Though we are having the world's second production in the milk, but the milk products now they are needed, so that the income of the farmer, income of the milk producer, it can be increased, and it is the need of the day that we must increase the production. And if production is increased, then value added milk products are to be taken care. And thus, through these webinars or national webinars, seminars, or meetings, we must come to the conclusion that yes, what is the need of the day and how we can come to the betterment and to increase the income of these poor farmers, dairy farmers. Friends, here I am very happy to share that MAPSU, since its inspection, actually we are conducting various webinars, seminars, trainings, and all these programs to its extension and wing and research. We are conducting the research so that we can contribute to this milk industry, not in great, we can say, extent, but at least to some extent we are contributing. And because of this, again, we just have a part of the industry. Now, industry and MAPSU, if they come together hand in hand, then definitely we can do much better and we can go ahead, we can proceed ahead. Here I would like to say that various technologies develop, and because of these technologies, and our recommendation maybe in the field of treatment, maybe in the field of management, maybe in the field of dairy production, nutrition. So MAPSU is helping industry for more production and economic production of the milk. Once there is economic production, then definitely it is the plus point for the farmers, and hence MAPSU is contributing. Hope in future also we will be contributing much more with the help of industry people, and together joining hand in hand, we will go ahead. Here today on the National Milk Day, I would like to say that just the person who is behind that Korean Sahab, so he has seen a dream, and that dream seems to be true nowadays. But again, there are many dreams to be seen by the scientists, and we can see the dream, And once we see the dream, we can fulfill it, we can work on that. So now there is a time that we can have various products, means value added milk products and clean and safe milk production. Safe milk production. These are the areas nowadays which are being taken care. So hope that the stalwarts and the speakers, expert speakers, they will be delivering their speeches, and uh, participant, they will get definitely benefited out of this. So lastly, without taking much more time, just we are approaching the time. So here I would like to once again welcome all the participants and give best wishes to the organizing team for successful organization of this national webinar. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your very good information, valuable guidance, and your presidential address. Now I request Dr. S.D. Ingole, Professor and co-PI, NAHEP CAST, to give the vote of thanks.
Good morning. I, Dr. Shailesh Ingole, co-PI and Professor, Mumbai Veterinary College, on behalf of MAPSU, Nagpur, and Mumbai Veterinary College, Mumbai, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to all the dignitaries, colleagues, students, and guests for joining us here today on the occasion of National Milk Day, organized under World Bank funded ICAR project NAHEP CAST. I am thankful to Dr. R.C. Agarwal, National Director, NAHEP CAST and DDG Education, ICAR, and Dr. Prabhat Kumar, National Coordinator, NAHEP CAST, ICAR, New Delhi, for their support for conducting such kind of webinars. I am thankful. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor A.M. Paturkar, sir, MAPSU, who has always been supported and guided us to spare this valuable time whenever as and when required, though he is not available today, but his continuous support has been a motivation for us. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Dr. A.P. Somkua, sir, Dean and Director of Instructions, MAPSU, who has always supported and guided us and spared his valuable time for today's presidential remark. Thanks a lot, sir. I am grateful to Director of Research, MAPSU, Dr. N.V. Kurkure, for their inspiration, moral support, and encouragement. Thank you, sir. I express my heartfelt thanks to today's speakers for joining us, Sri Arun Patil, Chairman, IDA West Zone, and former Executive Council member, MAPSU, and Ms. S. Mamta Rani, Deputy Director, Mumbai Region Export Expansion Agency, Government of India. And it will be a great pleasure to listening to them, and it will be very much nice for our students hearing these stalwarts. Thanks to the technical committee who will be doing their great job as the program goes ahead, to Dr. P.G. Vasnik, sir, Dean Faculty, Dairy Technology, Dr. Ambadkar, sir, ex-Associate Dean, Nagpur Veterinary College, and Dr. Sawane, sir, Nodal Officer, PMTS, NAHEP CAST. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our beloved Associate Dean, Dr. A.S. Ranade, for his constant support and help and the encouragement for organizing such events. I extend my thanks to the convener, Dr. Jende, co-conveners, co-PIs, and all the other people who have taken the efforts for organizing this wonderful event. Last but not least, I appreciate the efforts taken by the complete NAHEP team of the Mumbai Veterinary College, and I thank all of them for attending this, and very much thankful to the speakers for in a very short period of time for giving us time for organizing this webinar, and we will be happy to listen to them as the time progresses. Thanks a lot. Dr. Vaidya.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Now for the today's technical committee session, the chairman of today's technical committee, Dr. P.G. Vasnik, sir, Dean Faculty of Dairy Technology, MAPSU Nagpur. Then co-chairman, Dr. R.K. Ambadkar, former Associate Dean, Nagpur Veterinary College, Nagpur. And rapporteur, Dr. M.P. Sawane, Professor and Nodal Officer, PMTS NHP CAST. So now I will I request the chairman of this today's technical session, Dr. P.G. Vasnik sir, please continue the session.
Thank you, Vaidya sir. I am audible.
Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you, sir.
At the outset, let me greet on the occasion of National Milk Day. And our today's speaker is a very learned speaker and experienced speaker. Our first speaker, Shri Arun Patil sir, our mentor and our ex-EC member. He is having a vast experience of 44 years. He is a practicing experience and he has developed the first refrigerated van for transportation of grapes from India, and his contribution towards the dairy industry is remembered. Now he is the chairman of the Indian Dairy Association West Zone, and I welcome you, sir, for this webinar. And with your rich experience, our students and staff will be benefited. I welcome you, sir, and I request you to start your presentation.
Namaskar, good morning. May I request Dr. Jende or somebody from his office, because I have sent my PPT. Will you kindly share that PPT? Dr. Jende, please. Or anybody from the organizing team. It seems Dr. Jende is traveling.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is somebody sharing it? Otherwise, I have got a backup plan. My office can also share, but it will be better if somebody from MVC
Okay, sir.
will
Okay.
share. Please.
Okay, sir. We'll do that.
डॉक्टर वैद्य शेअर करा शक्य असेल तर
तुम्हाला काय अडचण आली सांगा, कारण की माझ्या ऑफिसमध्ये पण मी पाठवली. माय मॅनेजर कॅन ऑल्सो शेअर इट, बट इट इज बेटर दॅट बिकॉज सिन्स कोऑर्डिनेटिंग टीम इज विथ यू. पहिलं तर सांगा पीपीटी मिळाली तुम्हाला.
वन सेक सर. हॅलो
डॉक्टर, तुमच्याकडे पीपीटी पोहोचली का?
सर तुम्ही मला हे पाठवलेलं आहे, तुमचा बायोडाटा पाठवलेला आहे सर.
हो, मी झेंडे साहेबांच्या मेलवरती पीपीटी पाठवली सकाळी.
एक मिनिट.
हितेश, आर यू ऑनलाइन? हितेश?
Yes, sir, I am online.
Can you just share my PPT, please?
Yeah, 1 sec.
डॉक्टर थांबा, हितेश आमचे मॅनेजर ते शेअर करतील. डोंट वरी.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Sir, it's host has disabled the participant screen sharing. So I'm like, I need an app.
हितेश सावंतना एनेबल करा तुम्ही. डॉक्टर
Yes.
Vivek, you can just.
Are you able to do?
It's still the same message. I need an access like.
त्यांना हितेश सावंतांना ऍडमिट करा आणि त्यांना एनेबल करा. लेट हिम शेअर द पीपीटी प्लीज.
My ID will be showing as an admin ID.
हा, ऍडमिन त्यांना सांगा कुठली आयडी आहे तुमची. ऍडमिन आयडी WZ असेल त्यांचा ईमेल.
So he's been admitted.
Okay. So he will open up the PPT. Hitesh,
Yeah, I'm just doing that.
please. Okay, in the meantime, once again, I speak on this wonderful day, which we call it National Milk Day, but it is Dr. Kuriel's 99th birthday today. Ladies and gentlemen, you may be aware that we were celebrating only World Milk Day on 1st of June as per the directives and as per the plans of FAO. But in India, there are various organizations, various states, various dairy departments. They started celebrating their own milk day. Somebody was celebrating in June, somebody was celebrating in July, somebody celebrating October, November, something like that. At IDA level, we had a meeting in Mumbai on 13th of March 2013, preceding the 41st Dairy Industry Conference, which was organized by us, me and my team, and of course, all my colleagues and friends from MAPSU. You are always a backbone of our conferences. So on that occasion, during the Central Executive Committee meeting, I had given a proposal to my committee members that the country is celebrating National Milk Day as per their convenience and as per their sweet will. Why not to celebrate 26th of November as a National Milk Day and pay our proper respects, pay our homage to Dr. Kurian. My CC committee welcomed that suggestion, and since 2013 onwards, Indian Dairy Association has been promoting, propagating, and advocating to celebrate the National Milk Day on 26th of November. So this is a humble contribution from me and my team from IDA West Zone, Mumbai. Well, most of the people who are in the dairy sector and the people who are not in dairy sector, they know what is Dr. Kurian, what is his contribution to the country and to the world. Because whatever we do in our country, it has got larger effect, impact, and resonance all over the world. Because of the lack of democracy. Hitesh, are you any difficulties?
Yes, sir, the same message. I have just shared it, the PPT to the host. He also can take that from there. Even I am trying from here, but I am just getting that hurdle to open it.
Okay, cast team, are you able to do that, please?
I have shared.
Sir, Dr. Ingol is.
Okay.
Uh,
Coming back,
We are sharing within 1 minute.
No problem. Dr. Kurian, basically mechanical engineer. By virtue of being a scholarship owner, rather student from the government of India to go abroad for studies, he was asked to go and work in a dairy cooperative in Anand, that is Gujarat. The destiny brought him all the way from Delhi to Gujarat, a place called Anand. He started working in Amul Dairy. And reluctantly, he was there for a few days because he thought that he existed for that particular place and for that particular activity, that is the milk business. However, before he could pack up his bags and go away, there was a gentleman by name Tribundas Patel, who was the chairman of Amul. Amul stands for Anand Milk Union Limited originally. Now it is a brand owned by the Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation, the apex body of the dairy industry in Gujarat, which is having 18 district cooperative unions with that. And as he started working with this Tribundas ji and his team, he got so much involved in dairy activities, he decided not to go away from Anand. He continued his stay in Anand and started working for that cooperative, which is called Amul. They started a small society that where the milk is collected, it is processed and then sold. And as the destiny had decided that one society in 1948 is today Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation, a federal body. And the model which he adopted is called Amul pattern or Anand pattern. That is a milk collection organization which is called a DCS, Dairy Cooperative Society at a village level. They collect the milk from the farmers, send it to the processing plant or chilling center depending upon the logistics, where it is pasteurized, converted into sellable liquid milk or maybe into different products. And then those products are sold. Yes, very good. So you can just share the first slide and I'll just request you to change the slides. And from there, it started. Today, Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation, Pan India, handles 2.5 crore liters of milk, 250 lakh liters of milk. The biggest dairy plant of Banaskantha handles 50 plus lakh liters of milk per day, which is more than any state, smaller states. So this National Milk Day has a very, very significant importance in Indian scenario. I'll just read the quote of Dr. Kurian. If you place the tools of development in the hands of those who are directly involved in creating the resources on which development rests, and if you combine the wisdom, the energy, and the basic knowledge of our farmers with the skills of committed professionals, there is nothing that cannot be achieved. I'll request all of you to read this and try to understand every word of this particular quote. If you place the tools of development in the hands of those who are directly involved, milk producers, in creating resources on which development will rest. So the tools should be given to the actual producers. They should be the people to manage the whole activity. They should be the people to decide upon what should be done and what should not be done. And if you combine the wisdom, the energy, and the basic knowledge of our farmers with the skills of committed professionals. Here the word committed professionals is very, very important. Dr. Kurian, Christian by religion, young man who could have got any big job in any good paying company because he had got a very good family pedigree, but he got committed to the milk producers, to the rural masses of Anand and Gujarat, and finally to the country. There is nothing that cannot be achieved. As Dr. Vasnik has mentioned, the man who dreamt, that is what he dreamt. Nothing is impossible. You should have a vision. You should have a passion. You should have a perseverance. You dream big. No dream is there which cannot be achieved by anybody. It is not only Dr. Kurian who could do. It is not only you, anybody can do, provided first thing you have the vision, then you have a passion. Passion मतलब कुछ करने का जुनून होना चाहिए. आदमी उसके लिए पागल होना चाहिए. जब तक कि आप में पागलपन नहीं आता तो आप कोई चीज नहीं कर सकते. डॉक्टर कुरियन में वो थी. और फिर आता परसिवरेंस, सातत्य. वो चीज बार बार करना, उसमें कठिनाई आएगी. आपने कोई भी सोचा, कोई भी सपना देखा, तुरंत दूसरे दिन वो मतलब मूर्त स्वरूप में नहीं आने वाला है. उसमें काफी सारे रोड़े आएंगे, काफी सारी तकलीफें आएंगी, पर आपने हटना नहीं. अपने पथ से बाजू नहीं होना है. परसिवरेंस होना चाहिए. कंटिन्यूअस फॉलोअप, कंटिन्यूअस फॉलोअप. That is what Dr. Kurian, and that is why we call him father of white revolution in India. Ladies and gentlemen, I have no hesitation to say that Dr. Kurian is the second icon, second biggest man in this century after Mahatma Gandhi. Father of nation, Dr. Kurian, father of white revolution. Both of them, they dedicated themselves to the people without their own personal gains, without their personal motives. Their motives, their passion, their vision was only uplifting the people of the country. Please, next slide. With this, if you kindly recollect, some of you must have seen the first episode of Kaun Banega Crorepati. Amitabh Bachchan had asked a question, which is the world's largest milk producing country? And options were USA, Russia, India, and I think Germany. The boy, that Harsh Nawate, probably, he gave the right answer. And it was, I think it was 25 lakhs or 50 lakhs rupees question. The largest milk producer of milk in the world is India. It was in 1998. Next slide, please. So we are all grateful to the great man, Dr. Kurian. Next slide, please. So we owe a lot to the gentleman. May I please request the organizers to go the next slide? and kindly make it full screen. Hello. Can you hear me? Dr. Jende, is somebody able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
We are
Yes.
doing, sir. Yeah.
Kindly move to the next slide.
Yeah. Next.
And kindly make it full screen.
Full screen.
Now, this slide should be full screen. Make it full screen.
Yeah.
Okay, gentlemen, so what is dairying in India? As I have said, it is the dairy which is practiced by masses. In India,
It is.
click it on full screen, please.
Sir, it is full screen.
No, it is not full screen. I can see a lot of other, even side panel is there. So it is not a full screen. You just click it on, go to the next, left, your cursor, move the cursor to left. Play it, press it. Okay. Now go to the slide and then play it full. Now third logo, you play on third logo. Press third logo. This third. Sorry, fourth. It is fourth. Fourth one. Yeah. Press it. No, on fourth you press it. Press it full. Okay. I think he has got some difficulty. You can take somebody's help. So dairying plays an important role in socio-economic development of rural households in India. About 80 million rural households are engaged in milk production with very high proportion of being small and marginal farmers and landless laborers. Livestock holding in general and milch animal holding in particular is far more equitable than land holding. About 86% of total farmers are small and marginal, and they own about 47.34% of farm land and 75.24% of milch animals. Milk and milk products constitute 67% of value output in the livestock sector. So it is one of the major output sector as compared to the food grains. The milk output in 2017-18 was worth more than 7 lakh crore rupees. It is an important economic incentive for landless, small and marginal farmers. The dairy sector therefore is an important vehicle for inclusive development. The dairy sector is also highly price sensitive since majority of the milk producers do not have sustaining power. As I said that almost 86% of the total farmers, they are landless laborer or small farmers. That's why they have got a less financial power. So whatever activities they undertake, if they do not get a remunerative outcome of that activity, they cannot go ahead with that particular activity. That is the reason why whenever there is a price fluctuation, this industry gets affected. So whenever international market pays less, definitely since we are now globally connected, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, we can say global village. So if there is some repercussion somewhere in some corner of the world, we feel the ripples over here. And that is why this is a very sensitive sector also. Next, please. Kindly try to make it full screen again. Okay. What is the Indian dairying model? As I have given you a little gist of this in Gujarat and all that. In India, commercial dairy farming is practically non-existent. Dairying is subsidiary to farmers' primary crop growing activity, basically entering conversion of agricultural waste and use of surplus family labor. We call this low input, low output model. As you know, most of the people from days known to us, they own an animal or two. They own few cows and few buffaloes. mostly they used to rear these animals for their home consumption. But since the processing, since the new technologies have taken place, they have started selling this milk and earning additional revenues. In this model, animals don't compete with humans and instead utilize agricultural residue that are otherwise wasted. So whatever is left after the humans have eaten, that is fed to the animals. That is the crop residues and the byproducts. And that is one of the reasons why the cost of production is low. But whenever you switch to the commercial dairy farming, where you have the animals, you have got a proper feed mill plant, then you concentrates and all that, the cost of production goes high. That is another reason whenever there is a price fluctuation, especially downward, that time most of these organized farms find it very, very difficult. Couple of years back, when there was a price slash, most of the organized farms, they had sold their animals overnight. I have two glaring examples with me. One, there was a farm near Devdaitan in Ahmednagar district. When the price of milk, that is farm gate price, dropped down to 15, 16 rupees, the gentleman had no option but to sell the animals overnight at throwaway price, because there was a shortage of feed fodder, plus prices were low. So he could not afford. There is another case which I will like to cite on the border of Karnataka, 125 cow, beautiful farm, well organized. They had got a Westphalia supplied parlor. They had got all milking machines. Then they had got a tractor which will supply the feed. Very nicely designed and implemented farm. Unfortunately, the cost of milk which was realized was much less than what he was incurring for production of the milk. He had no choice but to sell the animal within a span of 15 days. So this is a very sensitive sector too. Next slide, please. Kindly put the slides fast. Okay, this is the overall. Are you able to see? Can all the people, I will like to just ask, are you able to see this presentation? Because it is still not a full screen. I think the person who is operating is not conversant with this.
Yes,
Dr. Vasni, are you able to see?
You can see.
Please unmute yourself and comment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because I find it's a very small picture. It should be, full screen. Anyway, so
Sir, we can see. We can see it, sir. No problem.
Very good. Okay, if you are seeing, I'm happy. There is no problem. Okay, so this is the dairying in India status as of 2019. Milk production, as you know, it was 187.70 million tons, whereas the world milk production was 852 million tons. Per capita availability in India, it is 394 grams per person per day, whereas in the world, it is 302. So we have overtaken the world availability per capita. As far as the animal population is concerned, this was a very big number. Cattle, we had 193.46 million in 2019, whereas buffalo, we had 109.85. Both put together, we have almost 300 million animals. Average yield, exotic cows 11.67 kgs per day, crossbred 7.85, indigenous cows 3.85, non-discrete 2.5, whereas buffalo 6.34 and non-discrete buffalo 4.35. You may compare this with other world major developing countries and who are producing good quantity and major quantity of milk. But we need not to, because in India, there is a production by masses, whereas developed world, there is a mass production. Each farm is having some 500, 200, 300 animals, whereas in India, the animal holding of the milk producer is hardly 1 to 3. So another thing, it is not his main occupation. It is a side business. It is a side activity. So whatever little grass he brings home, he feeds the animal. Whatever he has, he gives to the animal. Somebody at home, that is a surplus labor, that is maybe old person or child, they give the water, they give the feed and fodder to the animal. That is another reason why there is a lesser productivity. Another reason, there is no proper management. There is no proper care of the animal because there is no senior man at home. So he doesn't know whether the cow has come in heat, buffalo has come heat. So many times he misses the heat cycle. And you know, if the animal misses a heat cycle, what happens? He loses that 1 month until the next cycle comes. As you all are aware that there are 50 recognized cow breeds in the country with 17 buffalo breeds. The milk animals in 2019 were 98 million, almost 30% of the total animal population. And now, under this government schemes, animal tagging has started taking place. So 27.4 million animals, they were tagged during that period. Now, next slide, please. This is the milk production and the per capita availability, how it went ahead. Way back in 2011-12, it was 128 million tons. And from there, it has risen to almost 187.7 in 2018-19. If you go back to 50s and 60s, we were as low as 20 million tons of milk production. So there is a tremendous growth. Mind well, this growth has come from the people who have got very limited resources. Resources means I refer to the feed, fodder, veterinary care, management, and all the things. Still, the multiplying factor is very high. As I said, almost 98 million milch animals are there. So naturally production will be high, that because of the higher multiplying factor. Next slide, please. Okay, this is again a presentation related to this, how the contribution from cooperative sector, private sector, and producer cooperatives is there. So this is the projection whereby it was envisaged that by year 2023-24, the milk production will go up to 300 million tons. This is the number, you know. In 21-22, it is expected to go up to 254.5 million metric tons of milk production. However, probably we will not be able to reach this. As I have said that 18-19, we were just 188 million tons. So within 3 years, we cannot go to that level. But yes, we are not that lagging behind also. Whereas milk capita availability, per capita availability in 2021-22 is 515 grams. Whereas now we are 390 or 400. Okay, we are going ahead in a proper way. Coming back to the milk procurement, yes, again, we are lagging behind there. Organized sector, it was supposed to be 41% here in 21-22, but we are just close to now 30-35%. Not a very bad thing. Then village coverages, yes, number is still a little less, but okay, we'll be going ahead. Coming back to the milk yield per animal, okay, we are also more or less coming to that. But this is, of course, all species together average. There we have to really work very hard and in a proper way. Milk price, definitely, we are not getting what we should have got. The projected was 43.14 rupees per liter. So we have to again improvise there. And of course, farmers' income, it is also less. Next slide, please. What are the challenges? As I said, we are yet to go to the projected themes. So low animal productivity, as you all know, and for various reasons. Non-traceability of milch animals with diseases. Definitely, since we don't have all the animals tagged, So we don't have RFID or some sort of tracing systems. Now government has undertaken this scheme in a very big way. And as I have said in earlier slide, that almost 27, 28 million animals have already been tagged, and other animals will also be tagged. So this is very, very important. Firstly, to know the animal diseases and productivity. So this is one of the big challenge. So since we have to go to almost 300 plus million animals, because all the animals will be coming in milk one or the other year. So they have to be tagged. Then because they are not tagged and we do not have the proper recording of the milk production and productivity, it becomes difficult to trace the presence of antibiotics and pesticide residues in the milk. Adulteration, which is another problem, not very big, but yes, there is a problem which is existing and we have to address to that. Only 30% milk is handled by organized sector. As you know, we are having almost 188 million tons of milk production. But how much we handle? In organized sector, only 30%. So we have to cover up that another 70% of milk. If not all, at least 10 or 15, 20% we have to increase. Then and then we'll be able to pay more. We'll be able to quality milk and quality milk products. Volatility in farm grade prices. This is the factor which is hardly in our hands, because today we are well connected world over. So because of that, anything happens in Australia, New Zealand, Europe, which are major exporting countries, if there is a shortage, we get a fantastic price. If there is a glut of milk, international market is dropped. And once the international market is dropped, naturally our powder or whatever little quantity we are exporting, our presence in international market is not significant. But still, there is a psychological impact, and there is again little impact, whatever powder etc. we send. If it doesn't go out, then there is a glut in the country. So that's why we have to be very, very careful about this particular thing. Next slide, please. And of course, there is misleading propaganda, then analog products, then products with vegetative ingredients. So these are different challenges we are facing. Since in India, big number of people, they are involved into this business. Government of India has been taking a lot of initiatives. I will request everybody to kindly mute themselves. So, since almost 80 million to 100 million people are involved into the dairy sector, Government of India takes a cognizance of that and they play a very big role here. So, various schemes have been formulated and implemented by Government of India. Starting from the 60s, there was Operation Flood 1, Operation. May I request everybody to mute themselves because there is a lot of disturbance. I mute everybody.
Patil sir, your voice is also muted.
Okay. So Government of India has been playing a very big role, especially for the disease control, then scientific management and upgradation of genetic resources, increasing availability of nutritious feed and fodder, sustainable development of processing and marketing facilities, and enhancement of production and profitability. Next slide, please. I have to go a long way. You will have to be, because I think by 10:40 I have to finish. Okay, these are the different heads where we have to really work, and we have been working. Breeding, feeding, disease control, quality improvement, professional management, incentivize milk production and boost exports. Breeding, feeding, disease control, these are all your prerogatives since you are all from MAPSU. Quality improvement, yes, definitely it is also your job. Professional management, partly yours, partly relates to others. I have seen the milk cooperative unions and the federations, which are professionally managed, they have shown wonderful results. the organizations, private, cooperative, or other, when they are not properly managed, they have not been able to show the good results. If you see that the state of Bihar and Karnataka, Bihar is the state which was really, everybody used to look down. But I remember I had on a couple of occasions gone to Bihar. The management from the government of Bihar was so proactive, so conducive to the dairy development. Today, Bihar is one of the leading states in the milk production. Karnataka, same story. Unfortunately, there are some other states where I will not like to speak. Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation, which is handling 250 lakh liters of milk, whereas there is a state where the milk sales have gone down from 12 lakh to 1.5 lakh. What does it speak? Nothing but the professional management lack, absolutely poor management. And that is why this professional management plays a very, very big role. Incentivize milk production. Take a case of Karnataka again. Yes, it should not be a continuous process. Ultimately, this group which is involved into the milk production is a very, very vulnerable group. Unless and until you give them some incentive, they will not be remaining in the business. And why not? We all work for money. If you don't get an increment, naturally your spirit is dampened. So why it should not be the case of the milk producers? They should also get the increment. At least they should get the cost, whatever they are incurring into the milk production. Boost exports. Definitely, if we have got more milk, good milk, quality milk products, we will be able to compete with the world. Next, please. Okay, this is as far as disease control for FMD and brucellosis. National Animal Disease Control Program has been launched in September 2019 for the control and eradication of FMD and brucellosis. You know how dangerous brucellosis is. What is the level of occurrence in the country? You know what is the problem of foot and mouth disease. And these are the things, because of that, the developed world is not accepting milk products from India. So we have no choice. Whatever little exports we'll be doing, we will have to first declare that these zones are disease-free zones. There are no zoonotic diseases. Then and then those countries will allow us to export our products. And NEDCB has 100% central funded scheme with 13,343 crore for the 5 years starting from 2019 to 2023. 100% vaccination of cattle, buffalo, sheep, goat and pig, that is underway. And vaccination for 100% bovine female cows of 4 to 8 months for age for brucellosis. Next, please. So we have to undertake that. And why for exports? I said, why we should not feed the quality milk and milk products to the people of our own country? They should get the best of the things. Why we should play only for the foreign or export market? So everybody has got right to have the quality milk products. So these are the little statistics. How the AIs are performed. Department 490 per technician. Dairy cooperative 791. Other agencies 758. There are 56 stations in the country. 36 A grade, 13 B grade, 2 not graded and not evaluated 5. The country produced 119 million doses of insemin in 2018-19, whereas 79 million AIs were performed during that year. Next, please. Again, artificial insemination program, a massive program has to be undertaken, and 19.4 lakh artificial inseminations were performed up to 25th of January 2020. These are the villages, districts covered, and this is 100% central assistance for the breed improvement. 10.9 lakh farmers were benefited. Next, please. Under Rashtriya Gokul Mission, it is implemented for development of the conservation of indigenous bovine breeds this December 2014, and breed improvement program for indigenous cattle so far to improve their genetic makeup and increase stock, enhance milk production productivity, upgrade non-discrete cattle using elite indigenous breeds like Gir, Sahiwal, Red Sindhi, Rathi, Narpakar and all that. AI again definitely major activity. Bring all breedable female under organized breeding program through artificial insemination using germ labs of high genetic merit, disease-free bulls, and increasing population of high genetic merit. So this is the program undertaken by center and it is good, showing fantastic results. Next, please. This is Pashu Sanjeevani, where this animal unique identification tagging has been undertaken, which will enable tracing of the animals for diseases plus adulteration. Next, please. This is again need of the day. And as I said, in 1819, there were 98 million animals who were missing. Next slide. Please go ahead now fast because my time is over, almost 10:40. Okay, this will enable traceability and tracking of animals for health, milk productivity, control on spread of disease, then facilitate animal vaccination, scientific management, enhance animal production and productivity, improvement in quality livestock, and ultimately to meet the SPS issues of livestock product, that is phytosanitary requirements of the international. Sex sorted semen is another technology which you people are aware, where only female cows are produced. And the results are very encouraging, up to 82 to 90% female cows are produced. Next, please. So these are the places where sex sorted semen stations are there. And so far 3 lakh sex sorted semen doses have been produced. Next, please. These are the AI performed. During 2018-19, 787 million AIs were performed. Next, please. So that's a very good growth. As you know, the conception rate is hardly 30 to 40%. So each conception requires almost 2 to 2.5 doses of semen. So you have to produce those many doses. Now, whatever efforts we have been doing, that is visible in this slide. If you see, go back to that slide, that is important. I want to just deliberate on that. In 1951, 60, 61, that decade, the growth in milk production was 1.64%, which increased to 4.51 during 73, 74, 80, 81, because of the onset of Operation Flood 1, then Operation Flood 2, Operation Flood 3, then National Dairy Plans, NDPs. See how the growth has increased from 1.64, 17-18 to 18-19, it was 6.47% growth over the previous year. So there are fantastic results of feeding, bidding, management, and all the efforts different agencies are undertaking. So that has started showing results. And as I will go back to the first slide of Dr. Kurian, when the wisdom of farmers and professional management, they come together, scientists, they give their best, nothing is impossible. And this is true for anybody and everybody. Next, please. This is the milk utilization. Whatever milk we produce, almost 46% is retained at the production point, that is villages or wherever it is produced. 54% is sold as a tradable surplus, we call it. And then it is, out of that, 77% is sold as a liquid milk and 23% is converted into different milk products. Generally, curd consumes almost 3.1%, ghee 1.5%, khova and paneer 5.2%, milk powder just 0.8%, table butter 0.07, cheese 0.02, and others 2%. So this is how the milk is consumed. Next, please. This is the graph, how the milk comes from the different species. As I have said earlier with the numbers, here it is presented in the pie chart. Indigenous buffaloes, they contribute highest, that is 35%. Non-discrete buffaloes contribute 14%. Crossbred cows contribute 26%, whereas non-discrete cows 11% and indigenous cows 10% and exotic cows 1% and goat 3%. The very purpose of showing this chart is that there is a thought, there is a process going on relying more on indigenous breeds. Yes, I have no hesitation. I have no contradiction to that. But at the same time, we cannot ignore the contribution by the crossbred cows. So we have to go slow, improvise in this indigenous cows, nondescript cows, but don't neglect crossbred cows. Otherwise, what will happen? There will be a drop in the milk production, and we will have to again go back to the countries which are looking to enter the Indian market. As you must have read, Australia, New Zealand, Europe, America, they have been knocking at the doors of India. Sometime back, and of course, last fortnight only, there was a RCEP signing agreement. Our Honorable Prime Minister has opted out of that, though we are a member of that, because he has to protect 100 million milk producers, 80 million milk producers, rural milk producers, who are very, very vulnerable group. But how long? One day probably, government will have to give in. I don't know when that day will come, because there are international treaties are not done only with one product or one activity in mind. They are governed, they are influenced by so many other activities. So if that happens, what will happen to the country? What will happen to the milk industry of the country? So we have to have that sustainable model. Please, next please. So to have that sustenance, to have that number one position, what we have to do? We have to ensure that farmers get a remunerative farm grade price for the milk. To me, it should be 25% higher than the cost of production. Because unless until they get a remunerative price, they will be out of business. If they are out of business, who will produce the milk? Milk business is not that you just switch off the light and switch on the light and it will be light or dark. No, it takes at least a year or two. And to have the whole cycle back again, I'm told that it takes 3 years. So we cannot afford to go down on the milk production. We cannot afford to lose the Zamplas. We cannot afford to lose the good breeds, high yielding breeds. So we have to incentivize farmers. And why I'm saying, if farmer doesn't get money, he sells his cows, he sells his buffaloes. Beautiful cows, beautiful buffaloes, he sells at a throwaway price. The two cases I gave up 100 and 125 animal farms. The owners had invested crores of rupees, but within a fortnight, they sold the animals at 15,000-20,000 rupees per animal, whereas they had purchased at 60,000-70,000 rupees per animal. It becomes an unremunerative. Please mute everybody. That is disturbing a lot. Then animal tagging is very important. We have to do that. Then disease control, use of sex-ordered infertility, IVF, digital technology. Digital technology is a technology which is really giving confidence to the milk producers. You know,
Mute everyone.
Will you kindly mute everybody? I will unmute myself again. I'm really sorry that I have to tell again and again. People should respect. You know, so unless digital technologies, you know, during one of the surveys I have seen at a village, a tempo goes there with a milk tester installed beneath that cleaner seat. He has got a POS with him. Slides are up. He had a POS with him. The lady, he pours 750 ml of a milk. She gets a printed receipt. Immediately she gets what is the fat SNF in that, because there is a testing machine on a tempo. So there is a trust, because during this old days, the milk used to be tested with this Gerber method, and that Gerber method we used to call a Gerber method. So people were never given proper fat and SNF. They were practically robbed. So when you have got a digitization, you check the milk sample there itself, you give the POS, you give the fat SNF, multiplied by rupees, and she knows what is the money she is going to get after 10 days. Same is the case, same data is transmitted to the milk cooperative union. And in some federation, it goes to the headquarters also. So that moment you pour the milk, it goes to the headquarters. So there is a total transparency. And now with the advancement of the digitization and IT, blockchain technology is coming, whereas nobody can change that fat and SNF. In present system, yes, there are some loopholes. People can still play, but no. Once blockchain technology is adopted, whatever the entry is made by that village level procurement man, we can call it Gopal or Gomitra, whatever, it remains permanent. So that gives the confidence. Incentivize, I have seen in Ahmednagar district, Prabhat Dairy, they had undertaken a program where they gave ₹1 extra for only give the milk of antibiotics and pesticide separately. Pesticide, of course, it was tested later, but somebody has injected the animal. He is told for another 3 days, 4 days, you bring milk, we will pay you same thing, maybe ₹1 more, but give that milk separate. And that is why people have started separating that milk of the sick animals. And of course, good quality milk has also to be incentivized for the proper fat, SNF, lower bacterial count. So it is very much. Create micro training centers to educate the farmers. Then always maintain buffer stocks. Country has to maintain, otherwise this fluctuation will be always hampering us. Feed and fodder, definitely that is the aspect we have to do. We have to have fodder banks. Like we supply ration, we should have the fodder banks on lines of warehousing corporations. And protect dairy industry from the international treaties and trade agreements. As I mentioned earlier, RCEP, where New Zealand, Australia, they are the members. They wanted India to sign because they wanted to put their milk and milk products in our country. If it comes, no time will be taken to kill the dairy industry. So, but this is not in our scope. This is not in our authority. It is the government. Luckily, today's government is very, very alert, very, very people oriented, farmer centric, milk producer centric. So they have decided not to sign that agreement. USA is again on the knocking front. They want to come in India. They want to supply their cheap milk and milk products. Europe wants to do, we don't want. So these are the treaties government has to look into. Next, please. Next slide. This is the survey which I was doing, and we were educating the people how to separate that sick animals milk and all that. Next, please. Just a couple of photographs I'll show and then we'll wind up. Bulk milk coolers have to be installed everywhere because that you have to have the state of the art dairy plants. Please just go on now. This is one of the fully automated dairy plant which I had personally designed and implemented in Jaipur. See, because unless and until we have got good plants, we cannot produce good products. Next, please. Bulk milk cooler. I am of the opinion that no milk should be allowed to be collected at the dairy dock in cans. It should be only through road milk tankers. Because if milk has to come through road milk tankers, it has to come chilled. And see the quality of milk. It has to be very neat, clean milk. Unless and until you have got a very good milk, you cannot have the best products. Next, please. Please go ahead. See, the milk comes from tanker. If you have got chilled pasteurized milk, it can be transported anywhere in the country. So these are the advantages of technology. These are insulated tankers. CIP system, all the plant and machinery has to be thoroughly cleaned so that you will get good quality milk and milk products. Go ahead, please. Whatever I have presented, I have relied upon the data and information from these various organizations and journals. So next, please. Thank you. With this, I end my presentation. And if you have some questions, I will request kindly send me email. My email is there, arunpatilid@gmail.com. Probably organizers may not give me time to answer some questions since it is I already overshot by some minutes. Thank you very much once again for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. It is a nice presentation and you have presented the very recent data and our audience will be enlightened, might have enlightened with your deliberations. Sir, question answer session will be at the end. So now I will request our
Dr.
today's
Vasudev,
second speaker.
just-
Sir,
since I have another meeting to attend, I will excuse myself. And if you allow me, I will have to leave the meeting now. And I will request I kindly take the questions and mail me or give my number to them. I will personally like to talk to the people who have got some queries. Okay?
okay, sir. No problem, sir. Thank you
Thank you
very
very
much.
much, all of you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
So
Thank you,
our
sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
today's second speaker is Miss Mamta Rani. She is working with the Export Inspection Agency, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, as a Deputy Director, Mumbai region. She is having a vast experience on legal aspect of food safety and its export. She will deliver her webinar on legal requirements for dairy industry for export promotion. We are the biggest producer of milk and having the biggest market for milk and milk products. But our contribution in export of milk products is very bigger. Export of milk products can be increased if we know the legal aspect for its export promotion. So may I request Ms. Mamta Rani to deliver our webinar.
So,
Madam, can you start your video?
hello, very good morning to all. Am I audible, please?
Yeah, you are audible, but you start your video,
Yeah, okay.
please.
And yeah, I'm really sorry. There is some problem with my camera, so I won't be able to appear on the screen. But yes, to start with my presentation, I have to share my screen wherein I'm trying, but I'm not getting it. You know, I'm not able to share my screen.
Madam, you are permitted to share.
Here it is mentioned as a host disabled participant screen sharing. So I think, yeah.
Then, madam, we have already permitted you to share the screen. You can now try.
But for me, it is not showing actually.
Okay. Just wait.
Yeah, now I can share. Thank you, please.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
First of all, I would like to thank the organizing committee for giving me an opportunity for coming up with this National Milk Day and having a small talk about the legal requisites for dairy industries. Basically, I work with the Export Inspection Council of India.
What's going on? अपना नहीं सर अपना म्यूट करो मैडम आवाज नहीं यू आर नॉट ऑडिबल हेलो
work and which are dealing with the public also, whereas the Export Inspection Council is the policy decision making body. Okay, and with regard to milk industries, if we go about it, then most of the milk industries who have been approved by us, they know us, and because of the principal order which has been issued by the Government of India in year 2000, and has bought this milk product under the purview of quality control and inspection. And this EIC has been basically set up under the Parliamentary Act of 1963 for export inspection, quality control and inspection, wherein the commodities which the purpose of setting up this organization was to advise the government wherein the requirements of the importing country, and to promote the exports by instilling the confidence among the importing country that okay, the Indian products, they are really quality products and they are inspected by the competent authorities in the India. So that is how, and we from 1963 onwards we had a long journey, and in 2000 we have got the milk products under the purview of quality control and inspection, because that time it was the need of the hour under the WTOs and various countries. They were expressing their concern with regard to the safety and the health assurance of the milk products which are coming into their countries. So under this statutory order, the milk products export was prohibited by any unit in the course of international trade unless it conforms to the country requirement or the importing country requirements. And then how it was confirmed that whether these country requirements have been complied or not. So for that purpose, there were requirements with regard to food safety, residues, infrastructure of the industry, and the traceability requirements of the importing countries. They were kept in as while constituting the requirements or while constituting the compliance criteria with regard to export of milk products. These requirements were taken into account. And first of all, the milk product was defined as per the statutory order of as the products which are exclusively derived from milk, and it being accepted that substances necessary for their manufacture may be added, provided that these substances are not used to replace in part or in whole any milk constituents. And there was another definition for composite milk products which was also given, because there are a lot of composite milk products, they are also exported out of India. So composite milk products were also defined as a product of which the milk products or milk constituents are an essential part, either in terms of quantity or for the characterization of the products. So that is how the statutory order of India, which is taking care of milk products or composite milk products, defines them. So now I will give you the EIC EIA digital preview where we can get the whole information, because a lot of industries which are already doing, they know it, but there must be some upcoming people who would like to go for this. And as sir has told me, there must be the people who are doing their PhD or who are into their masters. So they would also like to know, and if in case they wanted to go further in the industry, so that information can be of help to them. So we have a website, the link is given here, and I will take you to the website of EIC.
हेलो
Yes sir.
हाँ मैडम हाँ
हाँ जी please.
बीच में आवाज गया था हाँ ओके ठीक
Okay. I thought okay, this is our website, right? So we have recently shifted to Kidwai Nagar, our office has shifted to, and here is the knowledge repository. In the legal, when we go for the documents, here we can find the notifications, the Government of India notifications, the statutory orders, okay, as well as the executive instructions for the help of the exporters, as well as for even the serving officials also. I think, sir, there is a lot of noise which is coming from somebody else's speaker. If we could unmute it. So this is how the executive instructions, which is taking into consideration or which is taking into account of all the statutory orders, the requirements of importing countries, and this is a very big guiding documents, I must say. And there is an exporter's guide also. So basically, EIC and EIAs, we have we look into the exports part only, whereas the domestic part, that is for the domestic production, the FSSAI that whole takes care of that. So for the exports purpose, EIC and EIAs are the only body that take care of it. So this is the statutory order which is available on our website, and this statutory order notifies this I have opened perhaps the exporter's guide. So the statutory order is
Madam, your slides are not moving. Hello. Next slide.
इस लोग का आवाज भी ब्रेक हो रहा है बीच में.
Hello. Hello. Madam, you are not audible. अच्छा उन्होंने अलग से इसके ऊपर लिया लगता है.
डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया.
नहीं, उनका म्यूट भी है. Madam, please unmute yourself. हाँ, वासनिक सर बोल रहे हैं. हाँ, वासनिक सर है ना. यूजर.
Yes, sir. OnePlus is mine.
अच्छा, ओके. सर, मैडम चा आवाज येत नाही. I think
Madam, please unmute yourself.
त्यांना फोन करतो. हेलो. हाँ, अभी अनम्यूट हो गया. हेलो. हाँ मैडम.
Hello.
हाँ, ठीक है, अभी आवाज आ रहा है. हाँ, आ रहा है.
Okay, I guess when you have muted all, then might be mine is in the user's account, so that is why it's getting muted.
Okay. Your slides, I think disconnected. You can just upload. Once again, you can share.
Okay, let me just go to that.
You are at the 7 or 8 slide.
Yeah, because I have been to my website actually. If this screen is being shared?
No.
Screen is not being shared?
Yeah. You can just share once again.
On. Huh?
Yeah, is it visible now? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, madam. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Now the screen is visible. Sorry, please. Sorry for the trouble.
No
please.
problem.
Yes.
No problem.
Go to the next slide, madam. This slide is over.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was just taking a round for this our website, wherein the notification of milk product is being carried out, and wherein it was recognized that the specifications as set out in the schedule, which is also being part of this order, they have to be set as the standard specification for the milk products. And now I will take you to, okay. So I have shown you the source where we can read this GUI notification, then we have executive instructions, and then we have guide to exporters also. So now the topic is basically covering the requirements of the industry, okay, milk industry, what milk industry is supposed to be doing in this case. So I will take you to directly to the 8th clause. Yeah, this clause 8, which of the executive instructions, this basically explains what are the responsibilities of the unit, wherein mostly they have to take control at the farm level, the clean production of the milk they should exercise. Further, they have to take control of the feed also, the water, and then they require to keep the animal healthy and subject to the administration of the veterinary medicines in case if the animal is sick. Then they have to then the farmers or the farm level, they should, you know, they should not include the milk during those days into their product, the milk for use to be utilized for the product manufacturing or to be supplied to the industry. So like telling us in previous presentation that they are taking care of, they are trying to educate people about, you know, segregating the milk of healthy animal and the sick animal. So that is how the units which are into the exports, they are also trying to exercise these they're trying to exercise these activities, and they are giving the monitoring benefits to the farmers, so that this exercise or this segregation of milk of healthy animal from the sick animal shall it shall lead to the good quality milk production, and the raw milk of healthy animal should reach into the production chain. So the clause 8, if we go to the website, I will go again and no, where is yeah. So I'm taking you to the clause 8, wherein the whole responsibilities for the milk industry has been defined, like how they are supposed to, in general, what they're supposed to do, how they have to maintain the HACCP in their production units, traceability of raw milk, and the permitted chemicals if they are utilizing, and then the treatment or the of the raw milk, how they are doing it in their plant, then proper waste disposal, training with regard to the hygiene, sanitation to the employees, and quality control with regard to the processing and its documentation, so that whenever we have to trace back the records, and they shall be available at primary production level, how the identified milk production holding, they should, you know, keep the requirements of GHP, animal health, water, feed additives likewise, and their requirements have also been explained in annexure 1C, which is given in the executive instruction. And then the residue of and chemical contaminants, these units have to verify by implementing the self residue monitoring plan, and the kind of contaminants they have to observe or they need to monitor during the year or during the validity of their approval, that has been mentioned in annexure 1E, wherein we have also fixed in their frequency as well. Like for pesticide residues, once in 3 months they will be doing the testing and verifying whether the pesticide residues they are in control or not. Then heavy metals, for example, cadmium, arsenic, lead, once in 2 months, and all other which are mentioned, they are once in 3 months. Then drugs, with regard to total residues, they have to do it once in a month. Aflatoxin, once in 2 months. So likewise, frequency is also fixed. This is basically for non-EU countries. But I will come to that part with regard to EU and non-EU countries later. Then these are the requirements for the units with regard to the microbiological checks for milk powder, whey powder, then ice cream if they are manufacturing cheese milk.
Madam,
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible, madam, but your slide is not moving.
Slide is not moving?
Yeah, you are on only 8 number slide.
But I am basically showing a page which is of my executive instruction. If that is not visible?
No, madam.
No.
Okay.
Whatever you are speaking, it is not on the slide.
Okay.
Yeah. Just move slide.
No.
I think your internet is very low.
Yeah, there is a problem with the internet basically. I know that, but then.
Okay. Okay, no issue. Just move your slides.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
go to the current
these
slide.
are the basic requirements, and all these requirements, as I have given you the links in my slides for the executive instructions, and if you go for clause 8, you in details you will find all kind of requirements with regard to microbiological check, chemical check, primary field level checks. Everything is given and mentioned. There is a guide to exporters also, so you guys can go through that. And then how this assurity is being given to the importing country, where this assurity is being utilized, that is in terms of the health certificates which we issued for the importing country authorities. And these health certificates basically, because these units are approved and under the control of EIAs with regard to the monitoring, after every 3 months, within 3 months one monitoring has to be done, then within 6 months one surveillance or supervisory will be carried out, so that that will help us to verify whether the units are in compliance or not. And accordingly, when they are exporting their consignments, during the export shipment, they will apply for the health certificate in case the country requirement is there. So based on the documents submitted with regard to their test results, or with regard to, let's say there is a veterinary health attestation, so we will ask for those things also. So in that health certification, based on the documentary evidence which are submitted, those certificates are issued. So certificate for export is another requirement which industry they can issue on their own, since the unit is under the monitoring and the control of the EIAs, and if there are no big issues, no big violations with regard to microbiology or chemical. Sir, am I audible, please?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay, because there is a noise which is coming up, so that's why I thought maybe. So these CFEs are self-issued by the industry, who is approved by the industry, and then there is another scheme considering the demand of the trade. EIEC has come up with the export of sweetmeats also under the consignment-wise inspection. So wherein these sweets like your kalakand is there, your milk cake is there, so such kind of sweets, peda is there, such kind of sweets they are allowed under consignment wise inspection basis. So this is just a new thing which has been added up considering the demand of the trade. And as per the milk product scheme, we have our online system where the exporters, they can apply for the health certificate when there is a requirement of the country authority. CFE is basically self-certification, that is certificate for export, which the customs, because this is a prohibited commodity, until gets the quality control and inspection carried out through the EIAs. So because we give the approval, so likewise we give them the authority to self-certified on the CFE also for the certificate for export, which has a Q mark on it and indicates that it is quality wise, it is correct, and that is accepted by the custom authority before they allow the exports. So this is to be done by the approved technologist. So for the purpose, the technologists of the industries are also approved by us, by the interviews and all that. And then there are merchant exporters also. They are also allowed through the approved units only. And if the merchant exporter is using the CFE, then they have to get it countersigned also. And then there are veterinary health attestations which are basically required by the importing country authorities. There are certain, I would give you examples what kind of health attestation these veterinary health attestation these importing countries are asking for. So for the animal health attestation, we ask for the state veterinary health authorities to give us that, with regard to the domestic health attestation, what kind of the animal state is there, animal health is there in that particular region. So units are advised to obtain that veterinary health status from the state veterinary health authorities, and based on the declaration, because region wise, state wise, animal health situation is much more evident to them rather than we people. So we take the attestation first from them, get it assured, and then only we issue the veterinary health certificates for the exporting units. So for the sweetmeat exports, we have the sampling methodology wherein we do the sampling, and EIA official does that, and then the testing is carried out in the EIA or EIC approved labs, and based on the test results, if they are complying, the certificate is issued, and if it is not complying, the certificate may not be issued. So with regard to the composite milk products, for example, EU, there are a lot of milk products which are going nowadays. Like for example, we have this, I can say, paneer and palak, है ना, retort करके वो जा रहा है आपका. So that kind of composite milk products, they are also going. So for those milk products, EU has a particular requirement, because we don't comply with the EU requirements. Therefore, what EU has given us another option, that the raw milk, or not the raw milk, but the milk, the raw milk ingredient which is to be utilized for the composite milk product manufacturing in the India, they can be procured from in country wherein the residue monitoring plan of that country is accepted by the EU countries. So these European countries, we are, I would like to tell you that India still cannot export to the European countries for the milk products. The reason is our residue monitoring plan is not acceptable to the European Unions. Hence, there are other countries in the world wherein their residue monitoring plan is accepted. If the units who are procuring these ingredients, like they procure SMP from these countries wherein they're, like for Australia का approved है RMP plan, तो वो वहां से ले लेते हैं, and then accordingly आपका product यहाँ पे manufacture होता है, then it is allowed to be exported in the country. And then there is another condition also, that the processing of that milk product, it should happen at a temperature wherein the protein shall get denatured in the raw products. So, and then it should be clearly indicating that the labeling should clearly indicate that human consumption, it is intended for human consumption. And then the containers which are utilized for the packing and sealing, they should be also very clean. So that is how EU has given us a way out for export our this composite milk products. And with regard to veterinary health certification declaration, for example, USA, they will ask for the milk or the milk products, they are the only animal origin ingredients in the exported material. Because sometimes what happens, there are other materials, they are going into it. Composite milk products, for example, I have given you the example of paneer and palak. So the animal origin ingredient here is a paneer, right? So
You are not audible, ma'am.
Yeah, sir. Again, I think she is having some internet problem. Hello, madam. Am I audible? इंटरनेट जिथे चांगलं आहे तिथे बसायला पाहिजे. Hello.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, audible. Madam, again screen problem is there. You can just again share.
Okay, let me do. I just saw there is something going on. एकदम से screen जा रही है और आ रही है.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with regard to Australia, there is that the product does not contain any bovine derived material other than dairy ingredients, and then it should not contain any ovine or caprine derived materials other than dairy ingredients. So every country had got their own, kind of set of requirements. So the final product, again with regard to the processing requirements, that it should get certain retorting process, temperature conditions, and the final product is imported in the hermetically sealed packaging conditions. Then the identification number of the manufacturing establishment, batch code details likewise. And for Morocco, there is Morocco is also kind of they have also included certain requirements which are equivalent to the EU requirements. Okay, they ask for the country or the area of production of milk and dairy product is free from the foot and mouth disease in conformity with the recommendations of the OIE. Then the dairy products, they come from the dairy farms free from tuberculosis, brucellosis. Dairy herds do not present any clinical signs of contagious disease and mastitis. So likewise, with regard to veterinary health, such declaration are also to be given to the importing country authority. For this purpose, we ask for the primary declaration shall come from the state veterinary health authority, so that because they know that region, they know that area, that the animals who are in that area, whether they are really good, because they are treating the animal also, they are running so many programs for the treatment of such diseases also, so they know what is the mortality rate with regard to these diseases and how they are being how they are doing in that area, these animals are doing with these diseases. So then the dairy products, they are again inspected in accordance with the regulations in force, and the units wherein they have been manufactured, they should be under the control and monitoring of the regulatory authorities. So likewise, they have the declarations. I have to just say another thing I will like to show you, because I've done. If the screen is still visible.
Yeah. It is visible.
Okay. Now I'm showing you one one Word document wherein I have highlighted in yellow the kind of declaration which the countries sometimes asks about the animal health. So there is another.
Next slide. I think COVID impact.
And there is this the establishment of origin of dairy product is approved for export by the competent health authorities, and it is regularly inspected by the official veterinarians. Then the dairy products here above identified do not contain any substance or other unauthorized additives or coloring agents. So adulterants are also being taken care of. Then in accordance with the regulation in force and monitoring and control plans applied in the country of origin. Like I have told you that these units which are approved, they have self-residue monitoring plans also with them, wherein they monitor the pesticide residues, the heavy metals, then aflatoxin M1, veterinary drugs also. So likewise, so now here we can certify, okay, they have the regular, then they are not utilizing the prohibited treatment or treatment generating detectable residues at higher levels and the standards in force. So such kind of attestations are being, my screen sharing is again paused. So now is it again being shared? I guess in the meanwhile in mid.
No, it is. Go to the next
I'm
slide.
really sorry for the trouble. There is some broadband width problem because of which this presentation is in between coming on. The screen sharing is not happening that.
Madam, you show that COVID-19 impact slide. Go to the next slide.
Yeah. So this is basically in the COVID-19 how we are working, how our working environment has impacted. So basically we are approving the units, and we are carrying out the inspections for the units. We, as I've told, that these importing country authorities, they are also asking for, they are under the control for the regulatory authority. They are being monitored, they are being surveyed. So likewise, because of the COVID-19, we are still not able to do that. We could not go to the units for the inspections, for the monitoring. That is what has happened at the primarily level. But yes, we have their technologists being approved by us. So we know their capability, we understand their knowledge, that they have the knowledge for implementing all the requirements of the importing countries. So accordingly, we are accepting the certifications, whatever is coming to us, so that the export shall not hamper. And based on the technologist attestations of the unit, which are approved by us, the health certificates or the other requirements of the milk products which are required for the export out of country, they are being fulfilled. So fresh approval we could not do during this COVID-19. So we are now, because unlock is happening up, so we are now planning in the near future that the IDPs will, interdepartmental panel will happen, and we will be able to carry out the fresh approvals or the approvals or the units which are interested. They have come up newly, they wanted to export also, they have export orders, but because of this they cannot do it. And then for renewal of approval, we are just giving them the extension based on the approved technologist performances. And then approval renewal we are doing by the web assessments only for the technologist. And then merchant exporter approval is also we are carrying out. Then official control, I have already told you, we are just based on depending upon the documentary evidences with regard to their self-residue monitoring plans, with regard to the finished good testing test reports, we are accepting them and issuing the health certificates. For the consignment wise inspection also, on the case to case basis we do decide. And this is how what is happening in the current scenario. And with this I would like to finish my presentation and open for any discussion, any questions.
Thank you very much, ma'am. It was a nice presentation. And I request the organizer to take up the question answer session.
Yeah. So any questions from the audience?
If you have given anything in the chat box or something?
No, madam.
Hello, sir.
Hello,
sir.
This is Dr. You introduce yourself. You tell your name and then.
Yes, sir. Myself, Dr. Shekhar Bade, working as an assistant professor in Nagpur Veterinary College. सर मिस मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है
जी सर,
जैसे कि हमने कुछ प्रोडक्ट एक्सपोर्ट करना है
जी
हमने सब कुछ इंस्पेक्शन मींस इवन हेवी मेटल रेसिड्यूज भी किया, माइक्रोबियल एनालिसिस भी किया, देन ड्रग रेसिड्यूज भी किए, एंटीबायोटिक रेसिड्यूज, देन उसके बाद हेल्थ सर्टिफिकेट भी लिया और हमारा प्रोडक्ट्स गया ऑस्ट्रेलिया में, समझो ऑस्ट्रेलिया में। फिर वहां पे मेरे को बताओ कि वहां पे भी फिर वो इंस्पेक्शन करेंगे मार्केट में जाने से पहले हमारा प्रोडक्ट्स, राइट ना मैडम?
यस सर, दे डू इट, बट हाँ आप अपना क्वेश्चन पूरा कीजिए पहले।
हाँ ठीक है, फिर अभी इसके लिए तो टाइम लगता है मैडम, हेवी मेटल रेसिड्यू के लिए, एंटीबायोटिक रेसिड्यू के लिए, देन अडल्ट्रेशन के लिए, माइक्रोबियल एनालिसिस के लिए, तो फिर वो कितने दिन तक होल्ड पे रखते हैं वो प्रोडक्ट्स बिफोर गोइंग टू मार्केट? हेलो हेलो मैडम।
हाँ शेखर जस्ट वेट।
यस
हेलो मैडम।
हेलो
हाँ मैडम, may I understand his question?
Actually, I have lost your voice after this.
What he is asking, after comply of all the EIC requirements, he has exported the product to the Australia destination, and where in they draw the samples and check it into the laboratories for the various tests. And how many days he is asking about, how many days it will take that sample go into the market, that product goes into the market. What is asking?
Okay, if this is the question, then I would simply say, sir, first of all, these importing country authorities, because they know EIC and they have the health certificate which is being attested by the EIA's officials, they have a frequency of getting this consignment tested. They may test 1 in 20, they may test 1 in 100 containers, or they may test 1 in 50. It depends. It depends the risk being faced from that country. Country to country, the frequency varies. So it's not every consignment is going to be getting tested at the importing country authority. Second thing is, let's say your consignment has come into their test protocol, their frequency protocol, and they will take the test. Maybe it depends on the parameters, what parameters they are testing. Say they are testing for the microbiological parameters, accordingly जितना time लगता है test result आने में, उससे आप 1-2 दिन और ले लीजिए, इतना वो लेंगे। अगर consignment clear हो जाती है, then shipment gets cleared, और आपकी फिर उसके बाद तो distribution chain है, वो कितने टाइम में पहुंचाएगी, it depends on that.
ओके मैडम, लेकिन अभी मेरे को बताओ कि समझो किसी सैंपल में प्रॉब्लम आ गया, हो सकता है किसी में क्लोस्ट्रिडियम मिल गया, किसी में हेवी मेटल रेसिड्यूज मिल गया, किसी में एंटीबायोटिक रेसिड्यूज मिल गए, मींस अबव द लिमिट वो मिल गए, तो फिर वैसे वो प्रोडक्ट कैसे ट्रेस बैक करेंगे आपकी वो इसी जगह से आ गया करके? क्योंकि हम तो जो प्रोडक्ट जब प्रोसेस करते हैं वो बल्क में प्रोसेस करते हैं ना मैडम। तो फिर समझो कि दूध तो हर जगह का हम कलेक्ट करेंगे, 1 लाख लीटर का हम समझो प्रोडक्ट बनाएंगे, वेरियस मींस हम विलेजेस से वो कलेक्ट करेंगे, जो भी ऑथेंटिक फार्म है वहां से हम क्या करेंगे उसको कलेक्ट करेंगे। फिर बाद में समझो कि किसी प्रोडक्ट में समझो कि रैंडमली हमने कलेक्ट किया और किसी में क्लोस्ट्रिडियम मिला हमें क्लोस्ट्रिडियम कोई हेवी रेसिड्यूज मिल गए, तो फिर वो आप कैसे ट्रेस बैक करेंगे कि ये पर्टिकुलर जगह से प्रोडक्ट्स आ गया करके?
Sir, I have lost your voice again.
Hello.
Means traceability means I am asking about traceability of the products, madam. समझो कोई प्रोडक्ट्स में पैथोजेंस मिल गया, तो फिर आप कैसे डिटरमाइन करोगे कि ये पर्टिकुलर पैथोजेंस है, ये इसी फार्म का है करके?
जी सर, पहली चीज हम लोग जो भी सर्टिफिकेट्स इशू करते हैं, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी इशू इट ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ देयर टेस्ट रिपोर्ट्स ओनली। ओके,
हाँ यस मैडम, लेकिन पहले टेस्ट रिपोर्ट में हमें पता चला कि
and that too with the batch wise details, right? Whatever product goes, it goes with the batch details, right? So every consignment has its batch details, and the batch can be traceable back to the raw milk from where it is coming, and that traceability method is with the units. They have this.
नहीं लेकिन मैडम हाँ यूनिट से, लेकिन हम तो प्रोडक्ट तो बल्क में बनाते हैं ना, हर जगह का दूध मिक्स करेंगे उसके बाद प्रोडक्ट बनाएंगे, लेकिन हमें पर्टिकुलर फार्म, पर्टिकुलर एनिमल मींस पर्टिकुलर ये ऐसे हम डिटेक्ट कर पाएंगे ट्रेसेबिलिटी की, मींस ये नहीं तो यहाँ आएगा फार्म आपको, बराबर है ना मैडम? हेलो
See, we have up till, as far as our experience goes with the units have the traceability up till supplier level. Okay, not the farm level, not the animal level. This is the major problem. This is the major difficulty which we are facing for EU also, because EU also wishes to get that level of traceability, but it is very difficult at the considering the Indian scenario, and therefore we go by the supplier level, and from the supplier level units are advised to, in case, because these let's say if we receive the complaint from the importing country authority, as for example you are telling Australia will inform us that this product has failed. Now in case of microbiology, this is totally processing mistake. In case of heavy metals, in case of veterinary drugs, then this can be traced back to the supplier level, and from supplier onwards the unit has to take to explain that okay, supplier ने कहाँ से लिया है milk और किधर से, क्या root cause analysis, that has to be carried out. I hope I'm clear here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any next question?
हेलो हाँ मैडम, अभी मैं डॉक्टर शेखर सर का क्वेश्चन कंटिन्यू करता हूँ. If our product fails there, then what will be the next procedure?
They will return the consignment, and they will discard it.
They will discard it. Means
Yes.
that the expenses will be borne by us.
Of course. तो आप अपना failed product नहीं भेजोगे, that is for sure.
या और वहाँ पे ऐसे अरेंजमेंट है क्या कि उनका कोई आदमी वहाँ अपने यहाँ आके पहले चेक कर सके? ऐसी फैसिलिटी नहीं होती है?
नहीं तो EIC और EIA किस लिए है? आप कितनी कंट्रीज के ऐसे बुलाओगे अपने पास, यूनिट के पास? तो ऐसे तो यूनिट, हर यूनिट के ऊपर हर कंट्री का बंदा आएगा, पार्टी आएगी.
ट्रांसपोर्टेशन एक्सपेंसेस जो है वो बहुत हेवी हो जाएगा ना मैडम उसके लिए, अगर वहां से प्रोडक्ट फेल हो जाता है.
वहां से प्रोडक्ट फेल होने की तब नौबत आएगी अगर आपने यहाँ से प्रोडक्ट सेफ नहीं भेजा है, ठीक नहीं भेजा है. So that is how for the exports the product has to come out of the industry, come out of the, जब वो finished product होता है तो
अभी हमने यहाँ पे एक्चुअल हमने यहाँ पे पूरी टेस्ट कर ली है, हमारे सब टेस्ट हो क्या है, फिर वो बोल रहे कि वहाँ पे अगर प्रोडक्ट फेल है तो फिर क्या करेंगे उसके लिए?
आपका नाम क्या है सर?
अनिल वाकड़े. आई एम वर्किंग एज अ डेयरी मैनेजर एट कॉलेज ऑफ डेयरी टेक्नोलॉजी.
कौन सी यूनिट में?
डेयरी कॉलेज में ही, उससे रोड पे.
ओके. Sir, can you please repeat your question again?
मैडम अगर यहाँ से अपन प्रोडक्ट भेज रहे हैं और वहाँ मतलब हमने जो भी जो टेस्ट करनी है प्रोडक्ट की, वो अपने यहाँ अगर सक्सेसफुली सब टेस्ट बता रहे हैं, उसके बाद अगर वो बोलते कि प्रोडक्ट हमारा फेल है, तो उसके लिए पूछ रहा हूँ मैं.
वो डिपेंड करता है वो कौन से पैरामीटर्स में फेल बताते हैं. ठीक है,
तो उसका म्यूचुअल ये नहीं हो सकता है कि वो लोग हमको बताए कि आप हमको ये टेस्ट करके पूरा इसका रिजल्ट बता सके ऑलरेडी.
नहीं, वो आपके साथ रिजल्ट शेयर करेंगे. अगर वो फेलियर शो कर रहे हैं तो दे विल शेयर देयर रिजल्ट विद अस. और हम लोग अगर हमें लगता है कि हमारे पास हमें कंसाइनमेंट वापस लाने की परमिशन मिलती है, डिस्कार्ड नहीं, बिकॉज अगर वो इट इज अ हाईली रिस्की प्रोडक्ट तो दे विल डिस्कार्ड इट देयर.
एक्चुअल मैडम मैंने इसके पहले अमूल में भी काम किया है फैक्ट्री में. When we export our powder there persons come to the organization and he will check all products there, sir.
तब भी फेल हो गया था क्या प्रोडक्ट वहाँ पे?
नहीं, वो लोग यहाँ आके चेक करते हैं, अगर फेल हुआ तो यही बताते हैं वो कि भाई आपका ये है, इसमें प्रॉब्लम है.
देखिए हर कंट्री की ना अपनी रिक्वायरमेंट है अभी।
क्योंकि वो जो एक्सपोर्ट
Mr. Anil Wakde ji,
yes sir,
those whatever you are exporting from our country, so that importing country gives us specifications. Okay, for the microbiological standards, for the chemical, whatever antibiotic, whatever it is there. So we have to conform to their standards. Then only you are able to send the export the consignment to destination. Okay, so that is what this madam's office is doing. Okay. So they inspect the facilities where you are processing the product. If it is not as per their requirement, they won't allow to export that product. Okay. So that is what EIC plays important role. That Indian exporters, they do not face any problems at global level. Okay. So even if it is that some problems happens there at the destination. Okay. So there is a procedure of the Indian government to solve that problems. That is what madam is telling. Okay. So if that suppose any pathogens which are very hazardous, so such kind of the consignments are not written. They are disposed at that level, and their disposal procedure also is written. Okay. It is given standard procedure.
I am getting my answer, sir. Means they will provide their parameters.
Yeah.
Okay, and we have to test it. Okay, sir.
Exactly.
Okay.
Sir, I would like
Thank
to
you, madam.
add here. I would like to add one more thing here. See, when the export consignments are happening, they are happening on the basis of the export contract between the buyer and seller. So there are certain requirements on the basis of which your product has to comply with. So those requirements could be microbiological, could be chemical. Okay. So, and then these requirements will take into care of the importing country authorities requirements also.
Okay.
ना तो clear हो गया. उसके बाद वहां पे अगर आपका फेल होता है फिर भी ये रिक्वायरमेंट्स पे इतना कंट्रोल होने के बावजूद आपके पास ये अप्रूव्ड टेक्नोलॉजिस्ट है, आपने प्रोसेसिंग अच्छी कर ली, फिर भी कहीं फेल हो रहा है मे बी, तो वो बेसिकली जो भी फेल होने के चांसेस, मोस्ट ऑफ द चांसेस मुझे लगते हैं दे कुड बी इन द माइक्रोबायोलॉजी, अगर आपका वो में आपका फेलियर हुआ है. तो अगर कोई बहुत ही सीरियस हैजार्डस रिस्क है उस प्रोडक्ट का, तो the country authority will not allow even return back of the consignment. लेकिन अगर वो इतना रिस्की नहीं है, वो दोबारा रीट्रीटमेंट भी करी जा सकती है, उसको रीप्रोसेस भी किया जा सकता है, या फिर मान लीजिए किसी ऐसे रेजिड्यू की लिमिट ऊपर आई है जो उस कंट्री में कम है, लाइक 5 ppb चाहिए और दूसरी कंट्री में वो 10 ppb चल जाता है और उस हमारे प्रोडक्ट की लिमिट लेट्स से 7 ppb आती है, तो इट कैन बी रीडायरेक्टेड टू अनदर कंट्री आल्सो. So that these things can happen. So these depends upon the the way the exporter can deal with this thing.
Okay. Thank you, madam.
Okay. Thank you. Next question.
Okay.
Because
so
we are running out of time.
Next question, then we can just conclude, sir.
Please conclude, sir. Please.
Okay, sir. It's a wonderful session, presentations, and nicely conducted by the technical committee. Everybody note that when quality food like milk or meat or wholesome food, the important quote is there, that is safe or healthy food, healthy man, and healthy life. So now I request our PI of NHP, Dr. R.J. Jhende sir, to propose the vote of thanks. Jhende sir, please.
So before that, I would like to request Dr. Ambadkar sir's comment on this webinar. Technical session.
As far as this, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So as far as the technical session was concerned, it was comprising of two lectures. One was from Dr. Arun Patil sir, and wherein he has given all ideas, present status, industry, what is the present status and how to move forward. Goals are achieved, but again with the population we have to move forward. That was there. and what type of technology the available they have been summarized by Patil Sahab. And here, what he is telling, hygienic production and processing, end users, they have to be really, they have to go hand in hand, otherwise it will be difficult, what he was telling. And as far as the production is concerned, we have to cope up with the requirement, and here for that, and as far as the madam was concerned, she has given illustrative discussion and information about the export, how to export, what are the limitations, how the product is being screened, and how it has been made eligible for export, whether it is ready or not. And for that, several clauses are there, several regulations, and particularly AIC is working on that and export different clauses. And Dr. Shekhar Bade has, and Mr. Vanwakade, he has also inquired about the thing, and answers have been given that. As a whole, the information is very exhaustive, and it cannot be summarized by as far as export potential and all these things. The information is there that cannot be considered, and food safety issues are to be taken care if we want to be in line in the race as far as the markets are concerned. Otherwise, international markets, they are at our door and they are knocking our door. That what Patil sir has said. So, as a whole, that's what is from my side. Okay.
Thank you, sir. So, I'm Dr. Jhande, here to present the vote of thanks for this technical session just now we have completed. So, today's president of today's program, Colonel Dr. Professor A.M. Paturkar sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor MAPSU, Nagpur, and we are also privileged by the able guidance and special presence of Dr. A.M. Somkor sir, DI and Dean Faculty of Veterinary Science, MAPSU, Dr. N.V. Kurkure sir, Director of Research, MAPSU, Dr. I.S. sir, Director of Extension, MAPSU Nagpur, and Dr. P.G. Vasnik sir, Dean Dairy Technology. All associate deans of the conscript colleges, MAPSU, all the co-PIs, nodal officers of the NHAP caste, faculties, students, ladies and gentlemen. So I would like to take an opportunity to thank Professor Somkor sir. So today's president in absence of our Honorable Vice Chancellor because of his busy in his personal work. This Somkor sir, he has always supported and guided us and spared his valuable time for today's program, and he has given the special presidential remark for this today's webinar. So thank you so much, sir. I am grateful to Dr. N.V. Kurkure sir, Director of Research, MAPSU, for his inspiration, moral support, and encouragement, always encouragement for organizing such events in our university. Thank you so much, sir. I express my grateful, heartful thanks to today's eminent speakers. First of all, Shri Arun Patil sir, Chairman IDA West Zone and former Executive Council member of MAPSU, who has excellently given a speech covering all the aspects of the dairy sectors in India. And he has also suggested what are the challenges which are faced by our dairy industry and to how to overcome this and remain as a #1 milk producer in the globe. Second speaker, Ms. Mamta Rani, Deputy Director, Mumbai Region Export Inspection Council, Government of India. She has elaborated extensively
what are the legal requirements are there for an exporter to export their products, milk and milk products from our country to the various destination. Madam, definitely it is very quite difficult to cover all these requirements in a 1 hour, but you are covered most of the points which are important points for the dairy industries and made them knowledgeable to go into the export. So I definitely express heartfelt thanks to both of them for accepting our invitation in a very short time, and it was very good pleasure for listening them and sharing their ideas about milk production and legal requirements. I definitely thank the technical committee chairman, Dr. P.G. Vasnik sir, Dean Faculty of Dairy Technology, MAPSU, Dr. R.K. Ambadkar sir, ex-associate dean, Nagpur Veterinary College, and Dr. Savane, rapporteur and nodal officer of our NAHEP cast, for conducting the technical session very smoothly. I would like to thank our beloved associate dean, Dr. A.S. Ranade sir, for his constant support and help and encouragement for organizing such a great event. I also extend my sincere thank to all the co-conveners, organizing secretaries, all co-PIs who has taken a lot of efforts for organizing this wonderful event. I extend my thanks to the participants, professor of the Mumbai Veterinary College and MAPSU, and the students of our college and the MAPSU for participating in this program. Last but not least, I appreciate the effort taken by the team of the NAHP, NAHEP, all staff members and students. I think all they for making this event a grand success. Thank you, one and all. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. So, at the end, with the permission of chair, I declare that this webinar is over. Thank you very much. Thanks to all.
Thank you. Leave the meeting.
So thank